Good morning, David. Wanted to take a moment here and review the lesson we had yesterday. First off, I wanted to say it was a pleasure meeting you and your father and trying to get you in line basically on, one, getting you a little more consistent in the game of golf, but two, trying to iron out some things that I think you probably knew you were doing, but you didn't quite know how to correct them and get you in a better position. So let's get started. Let's try to get you into a better view, better goal, better position overall time after time. So one of the first things we look at here when we look at the golf swing, all right, first and foremost, your stance on the left-hand side, great position. I'm not going to change much of that. I like the weight up on the balls of the feet. I like the posture. I like the way everything looks here. So we're not going to mess with that. When we look at your grip's at a good position too. Not going to mess with it. But what I will mention is going to be about your ball position. I think your ball position is just a tad forward of where it needs to be. By saying that, what we need to find or what we need to see then in that case is trying to find or develop where exactly is the middle of your stance. Well, one thing we can do by looking at this is if you lay down a ruler and or yardstick right in front of your toe line. When you see this, what you'll look at or what you'll find so by taking that yardstick, and I apologize for that, but as you take that yardstick, what we initially find is, let's say your width of your stance is, let's say, 16 inches, from your right big toe to your left big toe. Basically what we do, you cut that in half. We'd come 8 inches from your right foot, and that would essentially be the middle of your stance. Now, because of that, what you initially see, and I'll kind of show you as kind of an example here. When we go down the line here, the different people, ideally what we're looking at here is the middle and kind of showing you how this club is kind of at a forward position where it's just the butt of the club is just left of the belly button. There's one person. That's down the line. That's down the line. Let's try Aaron here. See Aaron Baddeley, same type of position. Here, there's the ball right in the middle of his stance, club being slightly forward. These are, all little things that are consistent with every person. As we look at every person, these are little things that we want to, make sure we stay consistent with. Freddie Couples at an angle. Still, at an angle, you can tell that that ball is in the middle of the stance. All right, so this being said, I kind of harped on that for a second. The one thing we want to make sure is, obviously, that's pretty simple change. What you can do as you go out and practice here, David, is just lay a club down right in the middle. Think about your belly button and or your belt buckle or button of your pants. Just thinking about this, trying to keep that ball position back is going to be the first indication. Two, and obviously, like I said, the yardstick, that would be something at home when you do the drills I'm going to tell you about here later on. But as we move forward, the one position here that, as we go past this, that we talked about here is trying to keep your hands in front of your body. Now, why do I say that? Well, I say that because as you go to take the club back, first thing you do, you start moving the club back around your body. So what happens here is that left shoulder starts to come down, and the biggest part here is we notice, and that's kind of what we worked on as well, we notice it right here, is that left knee drastically comes back towards the right knee because the arms and hands are going back behind the body. All right, so as we see this here, look how the right foot has nothing but to do but to come up off the ground dramatically because that left knee shifted around in order for you to keep your balance. Now, because of that here, your body, your hands are back behind you dramatically. Your hands have nothing to do but to come over the top as you come back down. Now, you do great by trying to get the club drop back down into position, but what happens, because you've already come over the top, your body's trying to get back to its original position, so we tend to hit some inconsistent shots, and we're not getting exactly around on the ball like we should. So we see this, we come down, we come through. So the first things first, what I had you do initially is what I call the waist tie drill. All right, and it's right here. Now, a waist tie drill has 3 balls or 3 tees. Bam, bam, bam. What I initially wanted you to do is slowly push back with your left hand and or hands together. And what I want you to do is, as you do this, we push back. I drew a little line, a little number, or a little, not number, but a little arrow on the toe of your club. Once you hit this second ball, what we should see is start seeing a little rotation of the club, turning the toe of the club upwards. Okay, now obviously this is a drill, and that's where we want that arrow pointing to the sky. Big difference between what we see here and what we see here. Everything is still aligned. The hands are in front of the body like we see here. Club is in a good position. It's wanting to go up like we see. But what we're going to do eventually, and we'll talk about that in later lessons, but initially it's trying to get the club to go more up rather than around. All right, so all I want you really to do is, maybe 2 sets of 15 reps, 2 sets of 20 reps, anything in this case to try to get you that position of feeling where you're not thinking about rotating that toe up and the hands are staying in front of your body. So as you do this, then we come down, and we come through. So you can start off doing this, 3 or 4 balls at the beginning of practice. As you come back at the home, you can set it up using tees and do the same thing. But 2 sets of 20 reps back and forth. So 40 swings initially is what I want to see. Side view of it is right here. We can see yourself better extension, turn it back. We don't see the hands going around the body. As you do this, you see it go back, see it go forward. And the biggest part there is you see, we don't see the knee dramatically coming around, because when you compare yourself there, even there, we compare yourself to here, look at the difference in just in the height of where your hands are and where that left knee is. Look at your posture right here. Look at your knee. Everything is different. And that's what I kind of want you to have a feeling of doing, back and forth. So 2 sets of 20 reps. It's what we'll settle on, is 2 sets of 20. Feeling that consistency, go back and forth. Now the next thing that we talked about here was trying to tie that in. Okay, back, forth. What we did is we went to the feet together drill. Now, feet together drill was to try to teach you, or try to get you to feel turning back and turning up with the club without turning so much with that left knee. Okay, so as you do it here, still see a little bit going back a little to the inside. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a yardstick, or if you grab one of these poles like these, you can get these at Golf Galaxy or Golf Smith. I want you to put one up about 2 feet out from your right foot, and literally I want it about waist high, so that as you go back, the club is going up. Thank you, baby. So as you go up, and I'm sorry I didn't think about that as we were doing this. I didn't catch it right here, but I was more worried about getting you going here. But initially, as we do this, you see how you would hit that pole going back? That's what I want to make sure as you're doing this feet together drill, that we have something back here, even if it's your golf club. I mean, you're not your golf club, but your golf bag. Empty out your golf bag and set your golf bag back here. Get you the feeling of getting the club going back this way, then up. Okay? Because you can see here, you automatically go straight back here right from the beginning. Bam. And we've got to get out of that. That's what's causing those little fades, that when you did hit the shot, good there, we cause that little fade going out there and out there. And that's what we want to avoid. So feet together drill, pole or bag, 2 feet, 3 feet out away from your body. So that way you swing back and you avoid that position. Okay. First 20 balls, like I said, that's what I want you to do. Next, when you do full swing, what we talked about, knee comes out, not over. Out, not over. Out, not over. We see a big difference in that position there. Down and through. And that's all I want you to do. Nice 20 swings. So basically 2 practice swings, just like that, for every 1 ball hit. All right? So just like that, back and forth. This is actually the golf ball here. So as you swing this and as you hit this, this is what we want to see. Much better position there. The heel's going to come up off the ground just a little bit, but what the trigger is to get the heel to go back down is the hands coming down. One move coming down, turn through. Nice easy swings, nothing hard, nothing fast. So by all means, David, we worked on a couple things here. One, trying to get the hands in a little more in front of the body. So like I said, place that bag or pull back there 2-3 feet out away from your right foot. That way you don't hit it going back, but you start getting the club going up. That's what we'll talk about next time. But initially, then next we're going to do the waist tie drill, 2 sets of 20 reps, taking it back up, feeling that rotation up. 2, when you put the feet together, 20 swings with it, or 20 balls. First 20 balls with that. Like I said, putting the pole in the ground. I'm reiterating it here for you. Pole in the ground, going up with the club, feeling that rotation of that toe going up rather than around. Okay? Last but not least, we then get the knee going out rather than the knee coming across. If you have any questions, by all means, David, give me a call, 314-724-6539, or shoot me an email at michaelwyattgolf@gmail.com. Thank you, sir.
Hello, I'm Michael Wyatt. Today we wanted to talk about the waist tie drill. Now initially the waist tie drill is going to help us on our occasions that we discussed today about how as we take the golf club back and we're probably coming back a little too much to the inside. Now what the idea behind this drill today is initially doing it very slow, just like we're working out. You know, we're not going to do it fast, we're not going to do it, we're like doing all kinds of push-ups back and forth really fast, but the whole point of this is the muscle memory. Trying to learn that as we take the club back, we're almost handing the club back to us. So essentially what it initially looks like is as we take the ball back, we're going to set up to it like we normally do. We're going to initially push back with our left hand, and as we push back with our left hand, we're going to almost take the club right back on the same line, and then as the club comes up, we're going to feel the toe of the club go up to the top of the sky. Now as we come back down, we're going to feel the left hand pull back down. We're going to feel just initially the body's going to naturally turn through, but as the club comes down the line, it's going to extend out towards the target and just almost extend out to the exact same point that it was on the right-hand side. Now I'll show you to the face on here a little bit what it looks like as well. It is basically the same thing, but you'll see it on the side view now. Now as we do this, it's very simple. We're going to push back like we said with the left hand as we push the ball back, nice and slow as we come up, and it should look like if you look right down the line and followed your head down the line, you should see almost that club extending right straight down the line, toe being up. Now as we come back through, we're going to pull back down with the left hand, down through impact, extend down the line to our target. Now what I'd like for you to do is do 2 sets of 20 reps with these, seeing the initial nice and slow, taking a break each time. You don't have to do them, like I said, nice and fast, but as we do it nice and slow each time, we do 2 sets of 20, just like we're playing 18 holes of golf. We've got our front 9 for the first set, and the second set's going to be our back 9. And if you have any questions, like I said, feel free to give me a call at the store. Thank you. Hello, I'm Michael Wyatt. I wanted to go over today the feet together drill and the foot behind the left foot drill, primarily to help us with our sliding motions whenever we're getting a little excited or a little overuse with the lower body as we come down into the shot. The first thing that we talk about as we discuss today is primarily putting both feet together. What this is going to do is promote us to be able to turn back to the right-hand side and then back and through to the left. Ideally, as we do this, we should be able to swing back and swing through, feeling our body turn through the shot. Once we feel more comfortable with that, and as we're doing it time after time after time, without falling over or losing our balance, what we'll do is we'll set down another ball, and we're going to put the left foot forward, right foot right behind, and we're going to do the same thing. Back and turn through, ideally without losing our balance or being able to feel that we make our turn properly back and through. Now with this, as you do this, we're going to do probably 25 balls with each as a warm-up before we hit any other golf swing. And if you have any questions, by all means, I want you to give me a call at the store. Thank you.